Hello, it's lovely to connect with you today. My name is Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube, and I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting tomorrow, Wednesday the 15th of March through to Tuesday the 21st of March 2023. I'm here a day early because I won't have the internet tomorrow at all, as our power is being switched over, so I can get power and electricity into my studio, so it's very exciting. But it means I won't be online or available to connect tomorrow, so I thought I would come in a day early. So I'm recording this today or streaming this today on Tuesday the 14th of March. I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia, and the time is 8:22 a.m. So I trust you're well. So welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support and for allowing me or giving me the opportunity to be here and connect with you all today. So thank you for your support. If you are new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my combined Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with my Speed of Light Oracle, the black cards. And I'll be using this combined deck of 110 cards to find the best cards for this week ahead. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust you've been led here for a reason. And I trust that something shared supports you at this time. Take on board what feels right and what does resonate, and let the rest go. Think of this as a guide only, and let's allow ourselves to be surprised. Hi, Sam. Welcome, and welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me today. So while I'm shuffling and preparing for the new cards, just a little recap on last week, which is actually this current week, as I'm streaming this. Our theme for last week and today still is the butterfly, which is joy, transformation, and wow, what a transformation that some of us have been experiencing this week on personal levels. So it was quite healing, very healing guidance for last week, and I know for me personally it's been very much on point, so I don't know how it's flowing for you. But I'm turning my attention now for this video to the next week, Wednesday the 15th of March through to Tuesday the 21st of March 2023. So I'm looking for the best cards for this week ahead, and I trust they'll find their way to the top of the deck, based on the way I choose my cards. So the best cards for this week are these, and I'm going to place them face down here next to me in a rainbow shape. So just bear with me a moment. And we have four Speed of Light Oracle, three Animal Kingdom Oracle. Okay, turn brain on. Brain and words. Okay, interesting. Oh, okay, no featured cards, no dragons. We've got some pretty powerful cards actually coming up. Welcome, hi Matt, hi Pirates Hideout. So for Wednesday the 15th of March we have the Fiddler Crab, card 46. It reminds us to be on guard. Be on guard. So there might be something we need to be protected about or be on guard about on Wednesday. So I think of it as sort of putting up our shield to protect ourselves, but there's also a sense of privacy that wants to come in with this card. So keeping things private. I don't necessarily like the word secret much, but maybe there is something that we're keeping private and somewhat secret at this time as we're letting things finalise or working out our plan before we announce something or share it with other people. So there is a sense of feeling withdrawn and keeping things close to our chest. That's what I'm looking for. Close to our chest on Wednesday. So that's the Fiddler Crab. There is that protective feeling though too with the crab's shell so that some of us may be feeling a bit vulnerable on Wednesday, so we may need to keep our guard up or keep our protective shield up as well, and maybe slip back a little bit if we're feeling quite vulnerable and we need some quiet space. Now for Thursday, the 16th of March, hi everyone, lovely to connect with you. On Thursday, the 16th of March, we have the Cockatoo, card 47, and it says to be compromising. So to find a compromise on Thursday, there might be something we need to relax with. There might be something we need to let other people help us with. There might be something where a person that we're working with or that we're partnered with, that maybe we need to encourage them to be a bit compromising as well, you know, to and I was just writing about it in the current energy report, but this rigidity that seems to be really quite present at this time, especially on Tuesday as I'm recording this or streaming this, but also on Thursday, this rigidity where we might notice, if we catch ourselves, that maybe we're being a bit too rigid with something. Maybe we're being too fixed and rigid with something specific in our life. It could be an attitude or a belief or a thought or an action that we think has to be done a specific exact way. Does it really have to be done that exact way? So there is also a sense here of softening with this compromising card, this sense of softening in our own self and softening in our relationships and partnerships. So I'm talking about just connections with other people, that we may be being a bit too controlling in some instances or a little too dominant, that we need to sort of tone it down a little bit and make sure that we're being, what's the word here, because I can feel it. It feels like an openness, an honesty, a fluidity that wants to come in, a flow in some ways, rather than a rigid, strict, stubborn, stuck, inflexible attitude. Now we might find this, because the Cockatoo is very social and it's very boisterous, we might find this very much on the level of communication with other people and also our interactions with others on more of a social level. So that's for Thursday, the 16th of March. Now Friday the 17th of March, we have card 43. Feels like there's a lot of shadows here today. 43 for Friday, it's called Harmony. And it says sound, tuned in, expression, music, and song. So this is about finding our balance, finding our harmony, and making sure that we are tuned in or tuned up or in tune with ourselves, our heart, our body, our mind, our emotions, our life. Are you feeling tuned in? Are you feeling in tune with yourself and your life, including actually our relationships as well, of all sorts? So where are you feeling out of tune, out of harmony, out of balance, and whatever, you know, there might be one of those that just really is the right word for you. Where are you feeling that, and what can you do to get things back into harmony again, back into tune? So I keep feeling with this card, it's like tuning a musical instrument to me, where we might play a note. So I'm thinking trumpet because I play the trumpet. So play a note, and I want to play the note C. And if I've got a tuner that I can see, or if I'm listening to other people play a C in tune and my note doesn't sound like it's in tune, then I have to make some adjustments to get that note into tune. And there's various ways I can make adjustments based on my actual instrument and the way that I'm holding my lips when I'm playing that particular instrument. So how, and sometimes we think, and we're so close to being in tune as far as the musical instrument goes, that it can be just a small adjustment that needs to be made. And at other times we can be miles out of tune, and we can even hit another note we're so out of tune that we need to make a big adjustment to get back in tune again. So on Friday, I feel that there is a sense here where we have an opportunity to get ourselves back into tune again, back into rhythm, back into harmony with ourselves, it may be a good day on Friday, and we may just automatically do it, to surround ourselves with music. So music may speak to us really quite personally and may be part of what helps us get back in tune. Make those little adjustments, adjust here, adjust there, a little bit this way, a little bit that way, whatever we need to do to get, I'm in tune. And once you lock in and you're in tune, then things are flowing. So when you're out of flow, or you feel like you're struggling, or you're swimming upstream, or you're exhausted and you don't really know why, you're probably trying to get your balance somehow. And if you're miles out, you know, that can take quite a lot of adjusting that we have to do, and effort that we've got to put in to get ourselves back into tune. This is why I find it valuable to make sure and assess my balance regularly, like daily, and sometimes multiple times a day, because I don't want to get too far out of tune or out of harmony or out of balance, however you want to describe it. Because if I get too far out, then there's a lot of adjustments and a lot of stuff that needs to happen to get back in tune again. If I'm just a little bit out of tune because I'm aware of it, and I'm aware of my current state of balance and harmony, and how tuned in I am, how in tune I am, and not much has come out of balance, then it's easier to get back into balance again. So it's something that you might want to see if you need to maintain or assess regularly, so that you don't go miles out of balance and then spend weeks or months trying to get back into balance again. It makes it so much harder. Like, it takes so much more effort to get out of balance when you're massively out than it is to get out of balance, to get back into balance when you've just slipped out a little bit. So it's more of a maintaining our balance. And if you haven't been maintaining your balance or your harmony, then it sounds like most likely on Friday, or by the time we get to Friday, if not when you're watching this, if it's earlier, maybe take a little bit of time to assess your current state of balance and be really honest with yourself. Because fooling ourselves or pretending we're in balance when we know deep inside that we're not, that doesn't do us any favours. That doesn't help us get back into balance. We just pretend that we're in balance, and we pretend everything's happy and right in our life, when underneath we know that it's not. And that's not a very good space to be living in either. So let's make sure we're honest with ourselves. Sit down with our journal, perhaps, maybe our cards or our other tools, and just some quiet time to reflect and assess, what is our current state of balance? Are we in balance? Are we out of balance? Okay, if we're in balance, great. Let's get on with our life and check in again in a couple of days, or the next day, or whatever. If we're out of balance, right, I realise I'm out of balance. What can I do to get myself back into balance again? Do I need to take a break? Do I need to remotivate myself? Do I need something to give me purpose, something to give me a sense of drive in my day, something to be excited to get out of bed for? It could be a project or something new we want to learn, a hobby we want to start or get back into. So when you notice you're out of balance, then you can assess and go, right, well, this is good information. What can I do to get back into balance again? And then see what happens. And then I really recommend that you regularly assess your balance so you can maintain it. But music is the key in regards to this particular energy on Friday, and getting back into harmony again, back into tune. But don't feel like you've got to wait till Friday. If you're watching this on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, don't wait till Friday. Get started today, if that's what you want to do. Okay, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday the 18th of March. We have Spirit Bird. Well, it looks like we're in for a pretty good weekend, actually. Spirit Bird, card 37. Spirit Bird says, heart, song, joy, excitement, motivation. So I want to talk a little bit about motivation to begin with. And it seems in the last few days, I've noticed that there is this feeling or this urge or this need to re-motivate ourselves, which probably means that some of us have been feeling the opposite of feeling motivated. Some of us have probably been feeling flat, or like we're in a rut, or that it's hard to motivate ourselves to get things done, even just simple things from chores or work that needs to be done, or obligations that we do quite okay for the most part at other times, but it's just like we're dragging our feet lately. So I've actually noticed in the last few days that I've personally had to really motivate myself and get myself active, get back into exercise, do the things that I need to be doing because I know they're good for me, and stop having my mind talk me out of something or have me stop. So I've had to really work on motivating myself, and it's been fairly easy to do. I find it easy to set myself little pockets of time. It's a bit different now my kids aren't at home, but it used to be easy when my kids were at school, and I'd have 2 hours before I'd pick them up or before they'd be home. So then I could fill that 2 hours with so much stuff. Like I got so much stuff done when I set my day up like that. So now I'm finding things like putting on the washing machine, and the washing machine's counting down. I might have an hour. Okay, that's an hour. Now what can I do in that hour? Okay, let's have a speed cleanup. Let's do some exercise. Let's go and shift some dirt outside, or let's go water the garden. So I'm trying to re-motivate myself by giving myself these little pockets of time, these time limit things. I can manage that because it works in with my schedule at this time. But that gives me like a countdown. It gives me a window of opportunity to re-motivate myself. So I find this really valuable personally in the last few days. And it looks like, especially for Saturday with the Spirit Bird, this is a highly motivated card. And we might find ourselves feeling quite motivated by the time we get to Saturday. And, you know, motivated is when we feel focused and we're feeling physically fairly active, and we can get things done or focus on certain things. There's an upliftment to this card as well. It brings like a lightness. It brings like a whistle while we work, a skip to our step. And things just feel quite joyful with this card. There's a music element too. So we might find music or songs, a specific song or music or something that we just really love right now, really strong for Friday and Saturday. So let's see how we go. But this is a very uplifting card. It's funny, actually, I've got a concert on Sunday. But anyway, this is for Sunday, the 19th of March, and we have card 30, Elementals. And it says, blessings, abundance, prayer, and opening. So this is abundance that's coming in for Sunday. And really the Spirit Bird and that joyful, uplifting, motivated energy, that's abundance too. That's flow. So when things are in good flow, we often feel that we're feeling abundant. So abundant can come in many forms. It can come in the form of gifts, extra money, good health, opportunities, and basically things being in good flow. So there is this sense of potential good flow for us on Sunday. But we have to be open to allowing ourselves to receive it or tune in to that abundance, to line up with it. Because if we are holding ourselves back through our thoughts or our attitude because we think we don't deserve it, or that there's not enough for everyone, or there's not enough for us, or that we've got a lack mindset, which means that we say often things like, I don't have any money, I'm lacking in, we might not use the word lacking, but I don't have resources, I don't have enough for this, I don't have enough for that. If we can constantly say things that keep us in lack, we are in lack. And literally, like I've seen this so many times, people around me saying they have no money. They earn a lot more money, if not double the amount of money than I do. I don't go around saying I've got no money. And I seem to be more abundant than these people that say they have no money. And they're always chasing their tail, even though their income is a lot more than my income. So I think sometimes, I mean, yes, there are exceptions to this, but generally speaking, I think sometimes we hold ourselves in lack because of what we keep saying or what we keep thinking that keeps saying that we have no money, or that we, or I'm just using money as an example, but any type of resources or things that take us out of abundance. So let's be careful that we're not holding in place in our life this sense of lack of resources, or lack of what we need for whatever reason. Why do we do that? Is it a habit? Is it real? And can we change that mindset, or that those words we say, that attitude, even for a month, and just see if anything changes, see if anything improves? So if you talk yourself into lack all the time, that you don't have time for this and you don't have money for that, or you don't have resources for this, maybe try to break that habit for a month and just see if that changes how lined up you are with abundance, or how out of alignment you are with abundance. Abundance is there. Like I say, I imagine it like a man with a big bag of gold coins, and he's walking past our door constantly. Abundance is walking past all the time, our door. It's walking down the street, it's flowing past us. It's up to us whether we have an open door and we notice it and we welcome that aspect and that element into our life, or whether we have the door closed and we're just so, in the back corner with our fingers in our ears, just keep saying the same thing. I've got no money, I've got no time, I've got no resources. Yet right past our door, there is potential abundance that flows and walks right past regularly. I really feel that abundance is there, flow is there. So if we're out of the flow, if we're out of that stream of abundance, if you like, or we're closed off to it, it's going to be very hard to line up with it. We're going to feel like we're the opposite. So get into the river, get into the stream, the flow of abundance that is there. It is available. If only you could soften your attitude and your words that you say, and believe it to be so, instead of believing that it's not there. Because if you believe it's not there, it's not going to be there, no matter how much flow and income that you might have coming in. You're not going to be aligned with it. So I think part of this harmony energy for Friday, and this being tuned in, is also tuning into the abundance that is available. Or we could use the words into the flow that is there. So abundance is here for us Sunday if we're open to receiving it, and if we're open to its presence. If we're not, if we're closed off, and if we stay in that lack space and we've got our fingers in our ears in the corners, repeating the same thing over and over, I've got no money, I've got no time, or whatever, we've got our back to the flow and the abundance. We're still not going to see it. So we might not see it on Sunday if that's the space that you're in. You may see it if you start softening and opening, getting in tune and changing the vocabulary and the things that you say that keep you in lack, that keep you in a state of poverty, generally speaking. And things happen that take us out, and we've got to learn how to climb out or get back on our feet again. That's different. But if you're going through and your life is pretty good, you've got a stable job, you've got a roof over your head, you do have food to eat, but maybe you've become lazy, maybe you've got some bad habits in play where you're not utilising the resources that you do have coming in as best as you could be. Are your resources controlling you in some ways, or are you in control of how you spend and how you use your resources so that they can serve you and it can serve you well in your life, so you can be in that good flow? So that's Sunday. It feels potentially like a good weekend coming up with those two cards. So then we move to Monday, the 20th of March, and we have the Giraffe. Card 33, look at things differently. This is interesting too, because this is also the energy that's around, and I did just write in the current energy report. But there's a shift in perspective at this time. So I'm recording this on Tuesday. This is for next Monday, so it's still pretty much a week away. But there is a potential shift in perspective. And that's pretty much what I was just talking about with our attitude around abundance, just as an example, or flow. As we shift our perspective, we start seeing things differently. And then that changes our life because we start experiencing our life differently. If we're walking around, just as an example, that I don't have any time for anything because we're so busy, or I don't have any money to do this or to do that because, you know, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and I've also got the attitude that I've got limited resources, I've got no money, basically, with that attitude. So if you notice that you've had that attitude and you want to just see, okay, is anything I'm saying, does it make sense? Okay, maybe you're curious about it. Maybe you want to try a shift in attitude for a month. That's what I would recommend, and just see if it works for you. That shift in attitude, which is coming up in this giraffe card, that shift in attitude can change everything, and it can change things pretty quickly. It's quite incredible how we might go down a certain rigid way of thinking about something, then something shifts, or we soften with that rigidity, and we get a new perspective, and suddenly things change, and things how we thought they were actually aren't that way at all. So there is a potential shift in perspective on Monday, and we're also being encouraged to look at things differently than what we have been. So there's a lot in here this week, which I'm not surprised about our attitude and how rigid or flexible our attitude is. And then Tuesday, the 21st of March, we have card 35, support, and it says comfort loved ones and reassurance. So this would only come up if we needed to know that we are loved and supported. And we're being encouraged to reassure ourselves, especially on Tuesday, that we are not alone in our journey through this life. And it can feel like we're alone, especially if we have got some fixed and rigid attitudes. It doesn't have to be about abundance. It can be about anything that holds us back. And it can feel like, or we start to believe, that we're living on alone. We're walking this path alone. And in many ways we are walking this path alone. That's just reality. But I suppose it's whether we're comfortable in that aloneness or that independence of walking independently, or whether we feel that's a curse or something that we're being punished for, or whatever it might be. So there is a feeling that we might feel a bit on our own on Tuesday. We might feel a bit emotional, and we may really miss someone that's passed away, someone in spirit as well, especially, actually on Tuesday, sorry. So let's reassure ourselves on Tuesday that we're not alone. Let's step up and be the support that we're looking for. Let's be careful we're not expecting others to step in and support us. And let's step up and be our best supporter. I learned that a long time ago in my previous relationship, that when I had, I mean this was a long time ago, but I had unreal expectations of the person and the support that I needed, especially emotional support, or even physical support in some ways as well. And I found myself getting really bitter and angry inside myself, bottled up towards this person. And I wasn't even telling them. I wasn't even saying, I wasn't even communicating what I actually needed. I was in a state waiting for it to come and wasn't even saying anything about it. I wasn't even communicating. So I was in my own little bitter space inside myself, and I ended up realizing that, I can't expect others to support me, especially if I'm not communicating that I need that support, but I can't expect that from others. They've got their own problems and things that they're dealing with. Actually, I have to step up and become my best supporter. So from that experience, I realized that actually I'm the only one that can really step up and support myself the way that I need to be supported. So first of all, I needed to understand what was the support that I needed, and what was the support that I wanted, and what was the support I was feeling I wasn't getting from other people, and what could I do to step up and become my best supporter. And a lot of it was reassuring myself, encouraging myself, motivating myself, supporting myself through things, making time, giving myself the time I needed, depending on what I was feeling, that was based around that support that was required, that I needed at the time. And I can tell you, it's so helped relationships, of all kinds of relationships, because I was putting these strange expectations onto relationships. I was waiting for them to go, oh, thanks, you've done a good job with that. Or, oh, here's this thing that I will give you because, you know, you've helped me or whatever it might be. I was waiting for this stuff to happen in a really immature way. And then I realized that, hey, I just need to step up and create what I need as far as the support that I need at that particular time. So be careful that you're not projecting the support that you need onto others and not even communicating that, but actually maybe think about, if it works for you, how can you step up and be your best supporter? Can you encourage yourself more? Can you motivate yourself or reassure yourself perhaps a little bit more than you have been? So that are the cards for this coming week. I trust they support you. It's very hard to see. It's actually quite cloudy. I'm surprised it's so bright here. But thank you. Welcome. Hi, Annette. Welcome, and welcome all new people. Hopefully you are inspired to come back and connect again in the future. So I'm going to pull a theme card for the week ahead. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. You know what to do. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you would like to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. You can learn more about my card decks. These are decks I created and illustrated. Animal Kingdom Oracle Cards has the lion on the front of the box, and Speed of Light Oracle Cards has the rainbowy energy on the front of the box on my website. You can learn more about those. I've got other card decks as well now. Yes, I just launched them on Saturday. So I've got my Healing Energy cards, deck 1, deck 2, also available now. I've also got my next card reading club happening on Friday, this Friday, the 17th of March. And we're going to be exploring purpose and how to find purpose. And we're going to be using our own cards to find some guidance that we need around purpose. And then on Friday evening, my time, is my next online art class. And we'll be exploring the energy of acceleration. So acceleration, movement, action, that sort of thing. And the opposite, because it's always fun looking at the opposite. It gives us more information. So if you want to learn more about me and the work I do here at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Thanks to everyone too who pre-ordered my Healing Energy cards 1 and or 2, and who joined me for the online launch on Saturday. It was lots of fun. So thank you. That winds up my 4-year project, my 2 4-year projects. So that feels good for me personally. So let's look now for the best card for the theme. The theme card will help bring this whole week together and help us see the bigger picture for this week ahead, starting the 15th to the 21st of March. So the best theme card for the majority of us is this here. Oh, this is nice. Light Codes, card 41. Light Codes. Oh, this annoying piece of hair. Stay. Light Codes, it says incoming information, memories, and language. This is energy that's coming in. So when I drew this, if you can see it, I imagine this to be the top of the head, the crown, and all this new energy coming in. So there's new energy that wants to come in for us this week. It could be in regards to a new attitude, new beliefs, new way of thinking, new way of motivating ourselves, new way of aligning with abundance. Oh, yes. A new way of aligning with abundance. So this new energy, it may also be new ideas, new inspirations to get us moving again, perhaps on a new direction or in a current direction in our life. So it's energy that's coming in. It may hit us lightly. We wish. It may hit us like a ton of bricks. It may hit oh, here comes the cat. It may hit us with quite a lot of inspiration. We may just wake up in the middle of the night and just feel this new sense of energy rising up inside us that's awakening. So things have shifted a lot. We've shifted a lot recently. We've shifted a lot for the last few months and few years. So, you know, this is not surprising. But, yeah, there's new energy that wants to come in. We might find it hard to explain verbally. So we might find it helpful to write or to create. And just sit in the feeling, the raw new feeling that we have. And let it integrate. Let it become what it needs to. We don't have to always have the verbal words to explain, especially new things that come in. So writing might be really helpful for us this week. But I'm also going to add, based on the other cards, music may be really helpful too. And music aligns us with an energy as well that is beyond our verbal language. So music, writing, feeling, sitting in this energy. Potentially a really good week this week, I feel. Have a great one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for connecting. Have a great week ahead. And I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.